So I'm now setting up the Google login and Magic Link login. So what that looks like is Google Auth. So we've got it added on the page, but it's not going to work. And Magic Link is just when you have, not necessarily once you've forgotten your password, but if you just want a quick login link, you can put your email address in once you have your account created, and then it sends it to your email. You can click and then log in, so you don't have to mess around with passwords. We love Magic Link, and we love the ease of logging in or signing in and signing up with Google. So that's something that you can add, and it's easy to do it in Supabase. So if you head over to Dashboard Project down here, Project Settings, Authentication, and you head over to Sign In/Sign Up, you've got the basics. Magic Link is part of the normal sign up process and login process. Once you've got email enabled, you can change if you want to confirm email, secure password change, all of those things, one-time password, those kind of things you can do with that once that's enabled. But then if you look down here, you've got all the different ways that they can log in. So you could get them to log in via Twitter, Slack, GitHub, which is very common with the tools that we're using, Apple, and they all have different processes to help you get that set up. And Google is one of the easiest, and most people have a Gmail account, so it makes it a good idea to do this. So we need to get this enabled, and then it helps us run through how to get our OAuth tokens. So we need the OAuth secret and the client IDs. And then once that's done, it's linked to our project and we're good to go. So this is just enabling it. And now we need to actually go and get it set up. Head over to the Google Cloud Platform. And we're going to go to APIs and services. Now you need to create a project. So I'm going to go to new project and then just name it. So once we are in the Google Cloud Console and you've created your project, you then need to navigate to APIs and services and then credentials. And then we're just going to click on create credentials and OAuth client ID, because that's what we need to add in Supabase. I think I've just closed it. Let's open that back up. Sign in, sign up. Google. Enable. So we're going to get our client ID, and this is what we're creating here, OAuth client ID. It says to create an OAuth client ID, you must first configure your consent screen. Set that up. Now we're just going to put the name of the project. And the support email, which is just your Google email, unless you've got another one added to the account. Then we're going to go to next. For audience, we're selecting external because we want other people with random Google accounts to be able to sign up with no issues. So next. And then contact information. Just going to use the Google email again. Next. And I agree. Continue. Create. So back over to create OAuth client. Now we can select the application type, which in this case is a web application. And the client, again, name it. And then for authorized JavaScript origins, we're going to go to add URI. And the first domain we're giving it is the Supabase URL. So you'll find this in your Supabase account, and this is just your Supabase project ID .supabase.co. And the second one we're going to add is our local host for development. So if you're still in Lovable or Bolt, then you're going to need to get the local development address from the web container. In Windsurf or Cursor, this is going to be the address that you're using to see the site. So localhost, once you do npm run dev, it's going to show you the exact address for that. and just make sure that you're always using that port when you're testing, otherwise you won't be able to test if this is working properly. And just as we've added these two as the JavaScript origins, we now need to add the redirect URLs, and it's going to be the same thing. I'm going to paste these in and then add the extension. So these URLs, and then you're going to append them, number one, with auth/v1/callback, and then for the local one, it's just going to be auth/callback, and then hit create. And that's set up. So now we have the client ID. We can copy this and add that here. And now we need the client secret for OAuth. Now to get the client secret, you're just going to click on your project and it's right here. Just copy it and then paste it into client secret. Save. And that's all set up. So again, if you want to do this for Apple or anything that makes more sense to your demographic, you're pretty much doing the same thing. You click on it, and then you have to go through a similar process to get the client ID for the app and the secret, and then enable it. So quite straightforward, just follow the steps that it advises, and you should be able to get it done for any of those. But as I said, Google is the most popular one. It's the only one you really need on top of the standard email login and the magic link.